When I saw that Shein had tape-in hair extensions, my first thought was, oh my gosh, are these going to be thin? And I had to get my hands on them to review it for you guys, but I am a total newbie whenever it does come to tape-in hair extensions, so I spent weeks searching on TikTok to find the easiest placement and tricks ever to make these blend like they're part of my own DNA, and I got to say I've cracked the code. So if you guys are looking to know if these tape-ins are good quality and want to know how to place them in your own hair so you can wear your hair up as well, let's jump right into the tips and tricks that took me weeks to find. So these extensions are human hair, 20 inches long, and you get 100 pieces that weigh 250 grams, which brings me to tip number 1. The most important thing that I learned whenever it comes to hair extensions is making sure that you have enough hair so it won't look thin. And this is where so many people go wrong. I went wrong with this, and I know so many people are as well, so I think this is really going to help you. A good amount of tape-ins weigh 150 grams. Any less is like risking it looking a little bit fake. So this was a deal of 250 grams of hair for under $200, and I just could not pass on this. And so basically I could do my hair twice with this bundle, and the quality of the hair is thick, it's good, it's soft. Tip number 2, let's get into application. So to be able to put your hair up into a ponytail and a bun, the first trick I learned that is crucial is that you need to leave enough hair down. So this way, whenever you lift the back of your hair up and you go to put it in your ponytail, you won't be able to detect the tapes and the extensions. So a trick that I learned that is going to help you figure out how much hair you should actually leave down, because everybody is different, is taking a rat tail comb and put it where you would place your actual extension. If you don't see the silver end part of the comb, then you won't be able to see the extension color, considering it's the same color as your own hair. So it's definitely not going to show as much as the silver color would. So I'm starting off in the middle of my hair just because it's a lot easier for me, and I'll make sure not to touch my actual scalp or go higher up when I stick on my hair extensions, just because if I go higher up and it's too close to my scalp, it's really going to irritate me, it's going to hurt, it's going to give me a headache. We don't want to do that. So I like to give some space, and a good indicator to know if you've went too high or not is if you lift up your hair to back down and it doesn't bother you, then you did a really good job. And so I'll add 3 on the bottom row, just making sure to leave enough space in between each one. Now another really important thing that you want to do is to leave hair around the perimeter as well. Near the back of the ear, you don't want to bring the tape all the way to the edge, because that is going to really show whenever you put your hair up. So this is a step a lot of people miss, but it's so important to really having that perfect natural look in the back whenever you're having your hair up. And so from here, I just like to clip up my hair, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add the back to these tapes. So you wanna just make sure that you're leaving the hair that the tape actually stuck onto. That's all you need in between the sandwich. So you can take your finger or a comb and kind of like pull down the hairs that didn't stick to the tape, and then you're gonna take the other tape and stick it right straight onto the back, and that's that simple. So on the second row, I want to mention something that I learned that makes a humongous difference. Now, I actually didn't do it into this video, but I should have. And it's to basically cover up the gaps. So on the first row that I did, there's little gaps in between each extension, and so on the second row I should have laid the extensions right on top of the gaps that were there, but I didn't do this because I really wanted to add as much extensions as I could on the second row, and I just felt like this was best to be able to put my hair up. You're gonna see that in this row as well, I leave a humongous chunk on each side to leave out some hair. This way I can really pull up my hair without worrying about my extensions showing. So that's why I decided to do it the way I did, but the right way would have been to cover up those gaps. So for the back of my head, this is how high I ended up going, and I was able to put about 4 pieces in this row. It just like fitted really nicely, and I didn't want to add any more because you can see that I left out some more on the sides. Always leaving out the sides because you just don't want it to show whenever you put your hair up. So I was able to get away with 4 of them, and in the back of my head, I actually only have 3 rows done, and this took about 50 grams of hair. So whenever you buy from Amazon and you get like that package of 50 grams, that was just the back of my head, and it actually ended up being that per side, like you guys can see, I'm going to my sides now. Each side that I have has 50 grams of hair. So the back, those two sides. So it ended up being like 150 grams of hair for my whole head to be done. But now for the sides, okay, which is super important. I like to change up my hair, and so I like to have my hair in a middle part. I also like to have it into a side part as well. I like to have my side part on my left side of my face, and knowing this, I wanted to make sure I kept that in mind. So I took some of my hair out and I braided it. This way I wouldn't forget, and I only add about 2 extensions per row. I felt like this was the best amount. I'm so happy I didn't try to like stick in 3. It would have just been all like just too much extensions, and I found that 2 per row was really nice onto the sides, and it just didn't irritate me and it didn't give me any headaches. I've had these for a few days now and it just is really, really comfortable. So a little hack I have for you guys for these extensions is you always want to make sure that you're using a silk pillowcase. This way your extensions can stay super nice for a lot longer. So if you guys want to reuse these tape-in extensions, you actually can. You just need to take off the sticky residue that's in between the sandwiches, and this could be super messy and just hard to deal with. So a little tip that I learned that I'm definitely going to be trying is you put baby powder onto the stickiness of the extension and it peels right off. It like dries out the glue and you're able to peel it off without any work involved, which sounds amazing. So that is what I'm going to be doing. And then after that, you just need to like wash the hair extensions, make sure they're all nice and fresh, and then reapply another tape. Now I'm gonna put in the description box the tapes that I've been suggested to get. So coming back to these extensions and the quality of them, these tape-ins feel super high quality. They are thick and they're not thin at all. And I was not expecting Shein to have this type of quality. So when I say run and don't walk, I really mean it. Like, get your hands on these. This hair is amazing and the glue is not like messy. It just feels like I went to the salon to get my hair done with super expensive hair extensions. So if you guys have the courage to try applying extensions yourself, these are a definite must try